Today we're learning how to cook a classic,
腐乳炒蕹菜
Ong Choy with fermented bean curd. Also known as water spinach, this was a staple of my Cantonese weeknight dinners growing up. This video is filled with tips on cooking Ong Choy and Chinese vegetables at large, so stay tuned to level up your cooking.
Cheers!
We'll start with my dad's special trimming method.
我首先咧就揀咗嗰啲蕹菜先哦，頭嗰度咧唔好要啦，呢、個就有啲根部，呢個就唔好要割咗佢嗱。呢、個就唔好要啦，呢啲係水蕹菜，佢係水種喺水上嘅，浸住啲水咁種嘅，哦，又叫做通心菜，呢、個就入邊有窿啊嘛，所以揀啲菜先嚇。喺餐館咧，佢就唔會同你一條條揀嘅，係隻刀咁切落去，咁好似咁樣嘅切兩三刀，同切三嚿，佢就炒得噶啦。呢啲咧係好爽口嘅，嗱你捏下佢得噶啦，捏扁佢最好嘅就。咁樣揀開佢，又即係一條條咁搣開佢咯，即係搣斷佢咯，係嘛？你長得就係你好長你食唔到嘅係嘛？捏下佢，啲長短係由你自己決定嘅，唔一定係喎，有幾寸就幾寸，哦，你將佢短啲咁又短啲，呢個唔好一定規矩嘅。切咧你又當然冇講啦，切咧你啲葉就同梗就分開晒啦，就我咁樣搣咧。佢啲葉同梗佢黐埋啦嘛，嗱咁黐埋啲。你想係咁啊？咦啊！如果你切咧就冇啦，切就啱啱切喺呢度斷咗，淨係梗。同埋啲菜咧帶住佢葉同梗係好食啲噶嘛，同埋擺嘅時候咧擺一齊頭雲頭葉雲葉咁樣擺落去，飛水嘅時候咧就好炒啲，好做啲。
Now we'll finish tearing the vegetables by hand to our desired length. Lynn from Patreon asks, how do you pick the best Ong Choy?
啲葉要青，唔好黃，啲梗同啲葉都要青咁咪就新鮮啦。如果黃嗰啲葉黃咪唔得靚啦。如果個頭好多根咧，佢就知道佢係老啦。
同埋啲蕹菜咧有旱蕹啊，同埋水蕹啊。Usually water 蕹菜 it tastes much better than the natural soil grown 蕹菜. The stern is bigger and then the hole is bigger, but the other one is more tiny. This one tastes like a pretty crunch, but the other tastes like a very chewy.
呢啲蕹菜水蕹就冇咁綠色㗎啦。
係啊。
嗰啲旱蕹咧就綠色啲㗎啦。搣好咗之後咧，我哋底個盤俾水浸佢嚇，浸住佢。
Now we'll put the Ong Choy in a large bowl of clean water to soak. I want to thank our sponsor for this video, Hungry Root, for helping us make these recipes possible. As one of the larger food channels on YouTube, we've had the privilege to work with a lot of different meal delivery brands, and Hungry Root is the most unique, parent-friendly service we've tried. And if you're wondering why I'm wearing mouse ears, it's because Maya put them on me. Hungry Root sends these gigantic boxes that don't just come with meals, but groceries, breakfast, snacks, and desserts for the week. A lot of other meal kits send recipes that are pretty time-consuming, and there's nothing worse than spending all this time preparing a meal for picky kids that they don't end up eating. These Kahlua pork tacos took only 8 minutes to assemble and were extremely tasty, and the snacks were a big hit with the kids.
Whoa, okay.
2 for Maya and 2 for Kiara.
Now how many do you have?
4. I'm gonna make
Cheese?
Another recipe came with 2 entire half chickens, and I've never seen a meal kit send so many protein-rich options. We try to eat more protein-dense meals, but you can build a kit for your own dietary needs by taking a short quiz that Hungry Root provides. Then they'll craft a personalized cart with groceries for the week and recipe recommendations. If you're interested in trying Hungry Root and supporting our channel in the process, use the link in our description or scan the QR code, then use the code LAU40 to get 40% off your first grocery order.
浸緊啲蕹菜嘅時候咧，我就先切咗啲配料先哦。蒜頭我係用生粒蒜頭拍碎佢。
First we'll smash, then peel the garlic. Then we'll trim off the hard ends. Now another smash, then we can mince it. For the ginger, we'll first cut it into thin slices. Lay them down and cut into thin strips.
半個安閃上去啦，半安閃上。椒絲紅椒
First, we'll cut off the stem, then slice it in half horizontally.
中間唔要啦。
Then we'll scrape out the seeds.
呢個核唔要啦。
We'll only use half of the pepper here.
一個夠啦。切絲
Now we'll cut the pepper into thin strips.
做完呢步咧就夠個汁啦。腐乳係你睇下幾多菜就俾幾多腐乳嚇。我就1磅菜咁上下，我就俾3嚿腐乳，因為我唔落鹽噶啦。 又俾個茶匙糖上去。酒係俾一個當時嘅酒，胡椒粉少少胡椒粉落去，咁之後咧撈勻佢攪開佢，將佢攪成醬嚇。
Fermented bean curd, or 腐乳, is a secret ingredient that makes this dish unique. Its salty and funky flavor leads some to call it Chinese cheese. My dad uses it in everything from marinades to congis to sauces. To learn more about fermented bean curd and other fermented ingredients, we have an entire course on this called Elements of Funk inside the CANTO Cooking Club. Click the link in our description to preview the lessons in our fundamentals library.
我今日所以係用腐乳咧，腐乳炒咧。就係好多朋友係佢唔食肉嘅，佢話蝦醬咧就係唔適合嗰啲食齋嘅朋友。如果你啲有朋友話中意食蝦醬，可以俾蝦醬落去咁去炒。啊，你搞開呢個醬，你試下呢個醬，試下佢咩味道，唔會鹹嘅，因為唔使俾鹽啊嘛。
We have all of these ingredients listed on our blog at madewithlau.com, along with step-by-step instructions and video clips to guide you as you make the recipe at home.
而家咧就洗啲菜先啦，留起啲菜先。
After 3 to 5 minutes of soaking, we'll drain the veggies.
將啲菜留上嚟係嘛？嗱，你可以揸住佢，所以擺齊佢嘅好處就咁啦。我可以揸住個滾，就咁沖就得㗎啦，係咪？飲菜佢好容易乾淨。啊，佢係一個季節性嘅呢個昂菜，係新馬呢個時候咧，佢最多呢個菜賣啦。中國呢個菜都係新馬嘅時候係比較係大紅嘅多嘅。
What can you substitute this with? Because it's hard to get.
炒菠菜、炒生菜好一樣咁做啫。
我啲願唔願飛水啊？
應該就飛啊，屋企炒就飛水好啲。
可唔可以過夜浸啊？
浸過夜？唔好，唔使浸過夜，都6歲去晒啦，唔好浸過夜。或者菜咧唔好浸過夜，知唔知啊？佢啲營養就喺啲水度去晒㗎啦。再過一過水佢。
Now we'll rinse the Ong Choy one more time in a bowl of clean water and set it aside to drain.
好啦，咁就乾淨啦。
Today's vegetable goes by many names depending on where you are. In English, it's known as water spinach, but in Southeast Asia, it's known as kangkong. In Mandarin, its name is cai, which means hollow vegetable, referring to how the stems resemble hollow tubes. In Cantonese, my dad calls it Ong Choy, but it's also called tong choy. Our two-step process of first blanching and then stir-frying is a common method of cooking it at home, but using fermented bean curd as a base for the sauce is a Cantonese favorite. The hollow stems of the water spinach soak up the sauce, making each bite perfectly salty and funky. So grab some while it's in season to make this quick and easy stir-fry.
菜洗乾淨，而家開始炒。首先咧，將啲昂菜飛過水先嚇。通常好多都唔飛水，直情唔炒。但係視乎你個鑊有幾大個嘅嗰啲菜，所以喺屋企咧。就屋企炒咧最好就我就中意係飛過水先炒，咁炒啲菜上嚟咧佢會青綠啲嚇。餐館就唔同啦，因為佢大鑊大火咁炒唔同OK 唔同而家咧就飛水先開到最大火，我呢個係滾水嚟嘅。
We'll add roughly 5 cups of boiling water to the wok.
呢個茶匙嘅鹽上去。咁啲菜咧變得青綠，可以青綠啲。另外咧就俾隻個湯匙嘅油上去，又係咁樣等啲菜會變得青綠啲，攪勻嗰啲鹽。點解啫？又度起啲菜係啲頭啲滾嗰度就冇咁快碎熟嘅所以多啲滾擺落去先所以我頭先講係度齊咗，就係咁嘅好處啦，係嘛？咁樣擺落去先，個滾擺落先等佢滾攞一陣間先因為個滾係比較遲啲熟啊嘛啲葉咧就快脆啲熟得落就得㗎啦。其實呢啲菜咧就唔需要話炒好特別熟啦，一清開始變色啦係嘛，得㗎啦。
After just 30 to 40 seconds of cooking the stems, we'll also push the leaves into the water.
咁呢個時候咧就反轉啲葉㗎咯喎，啲葉。你連埋葉連埋滾一齊擺落嘅時候，得滾到佢爛嘅時候，啲葉已經爛晒啦。如果你直情切咧，你都係飛水嘅時候落咗啲滾先，先至再落手尾嗰啲咁樣炒，知唔知啊？你喺屋企做佢做法就係咁樣啦。餐館做就唔係佢因為佢嘅爐火犀利猛，咁點炒佢都唔怕嘅。呢個時候咧就俾筷子將啲葉下邊撈佢上嚟。留翻啲葉喺面上啲滾下邊咯，係嘛？滾啦，而家開始得㗎啦，抬起佢。
After another 2 minutes of cooking, we can take out the Ong Choy and put it in a colander to drain.
乾乾炒上嚟冇咁多水啦，係嘛？ 如果你唔擎乾，都倒落去一鑊水咯，係咪啊？好啦，生火，倒咗水佢，
Now we'll pour out the water since we'll be using the same wok for the stir fry.
再大火燒佢。呢個時候咧，俾碟撳啲水佢。
How do you prevent it from being too watery?
落鑊炒之前咧，俾個碟咁冚住壓啲水佢，煮嘅時候佢咪冇咁多水咯。得啦，好啦，而家就俾油落去，呢個係燒乾就鑊得噶啦，俾2匙一個湯匙嘅油上去，慢火，開始慢火爆香啲蒜頭、薑蓉先。
First, we'll add the garlic and the ginger. Then we'll add the chili pepper.
火上菜嗬，
We'll stir fry until aromatic or about 15 to 20 seconds.
而家咧就俾埋啲紅菜上去咯
Now we'll add the greens.
喎，開大火。
On high heat, we'll stir the Ong Choy quickly so it doesn't burn. My dad likes to use long chopsticks here so he can loosen the vegetables and not move them all in one large clump.
呢個筷子咁反佢啊，密咁反佢，將佢炒香佢，炸聲係咩？呢啲咪叫做鑊氣啦，係嘛？
How do you keep it green after cooking?
青菜煮熟，即刻煮熟係好青青綠綠，係好脆好爽口。但係擺時間長咗咧，佢就會腍咗。佢啲蔬菜有啲鹽咧、鹹咧，佢就會出水。啲水出嚟，佢就變咗黃咗，變咗韌咗。
After stir frying for about 1 minute, we can add the sauce.
而家俾埋啲腐乳落去嚇，煮佢佢。
After adding the sauce, we'll let it cook for a moment on the bottom of the wok, then quickly mix it in with the vegetables, tossing if you're able.
點解你唔用鑊鏟啊？
筷子好啲啊，筷子可以搞開佢嘛。嗱，可以咁刨開，可以反啊，得啦，熟咗。
After just 30 to 40 seconds of stir frying with the sauce, we can turn off the heat.
再收尾俾少少油上去，咁就大功告成啦，係咪？
We'll mix in a teaspoon of oil, then we can plate.
啱啊，嗱，香菜炒好咗，而家開始上碟哦。好，擺落就是腐乳炒香菜，炒咗啦，希望大家中意。紅燈慢慢落樓吃昂台咯。
唔係。
Yummy! YouTube thinks you'll like this recipe next. Let's see if they're right. A huge thank you to our wok stars and all of our chefs in the CANTO Cooking Club.